Hey everybody, what's up? Serial Overdrive here, and today I'm playing Entropia Universe. What I want to do today is show you how to make money when crafting. This is a hard thing to do just because of the numbers and everything like that, and there's a lot of variability to it, but once you get this system down, you're guaranteed to make a profit. This is once you have the skills. It's going to cost you probably like 30,000 PEDs in lost money, lost PEDs to actually get to that point, right? I'm not there, but there's a lot of professional crafters who do really good. And we're just going to go over how they do that because I've talked to them and I know how they do that, okay? So, what do you have to do, right? First off, get yourself up to that level. Then, look into the blueprints. Look at what a blueprint's worth and what it can make, okay? So, we're going to go on auction. And there's a lot of blueprints out here. It's hard for me because I don't know exactly what everything's selling for, but look at the weapons, okay? Maybe this gun, for instance, okay? It's an L gun. The blueprint's not L. Make sure those blueprints aren't L. If they're L, then you've got a whole other thing to consider because it's costing you a bit extra, right? So you spend the money to buy a nice blueprint, whatever it is, okay? Then, let's look at this gun, okay? So this is a higher level thing. You've got to make sure that you're a high enough level that you can do it. Make sure your skill progress is 100%, as always. I always tell you that. Then look at all these components, okay? Look at the auction, see what those components are going for, and average the cost, okay? So let's say this one has 30% markup, 20, whatever, right? Take all this, add up the cost to make this gun, okay? So let's say you add this all up, and it's going to cost you 30 PEDs per try, okay? If you have a blueprint that's about 100 quality rating, which that's probably where you want to be at. Obviously, a lot of people aren't selling those because a profitable blueprint you never want to sell. But a lot of people aren't selling that because it's 100 QR. They're making money off this blueprint. So maybe you're gonna have to skill it up yourself. Look at that. Once you start getting higher level in crafting, figure out where you want to work in. Okay, so the general thing is get to level 10. Unlock your skill, and then pick your area of expertise. So if you want to be a gun crafter, craft guns. Craft that 30,000 PEDs in guns. Lose that money on guns. And then buy yourself, right before you're at that level where you can start profiting, buy yourself a cool gun blueprint that you can make money off of, okay? And the way a lot of people do this, I'm going to tell you right now, because this is all that matters, okay? At a QR 100, let's say you're going to succeed about 70% of the time. So if you look at this, okay, let's say it's going to cost you 30 PEDs to make this gun, right? Then you look at the markup, okay? So let's say this gun has a TT of 100 PEDs. We're using easy numbers here. So it's costing 30 PEDs to try. Gun has a TT of 100 PEDs. You have no idea. This gun could come out at 1 PEC on it, or the minimum for an L gun, and then you're not making anything, right? Wrong. The way you're going to do it so that any success is a success for you is you buy residue. Put a shit ton of residue in there so that every time you make this L gun, it comes out at maximum TT value. So this gun has a TT value of 100, okay? And it has a markup of 30%. That means every time you make a gun, every time you succeed, so 70% of the time, you're making a profit no matter what, okay? Think about that, right? You make nothing. All the residue, 100 PEDs of residue is used up to make this gun, which is not a possibility, but let's say that's how it works, right? All that residue is used up to make this gun. It's going to sell for 130%. You get your 30 PEDs back that you spent on this, okay? So if you're going to try 10 attempts, you're going to spend 300 PEDs, and you're going to lose, this is worst case scenario, right? You're going to lose 30% of that. You're going to make that back in just what you're looting, okay? So I think you guys see where I'm going. You add up the value of all this, what it's going to cost you to make the gun, see what the gun's markup is, figure out at full TT what that gun's going to make you extra. And if that extra is close to what you're spending per attempt, you're going to make your money back. You're going to make a profit. Now, it sounds easy, but it takes a lot of research. You've got to keep an eye on the market. You've got to know what resources cost what. You got to make sure that when those resources are low, like when it's cheap to buy them, you're buying a shit ton of these resources and you're crafting a lot. You're going to hold the guns. You don't want to dump them all at once and flood the market, right? So if you're making this gun that we're using just because is the first blueprint I saw, don't actually go through and try this. You're making this gun, right? Well, let's say you make 1 million of these. Don't put them all in the market. You're going to flood the market. Someone's going to undercut you. That person's going to get undercut, and all of a sudden, you're not going to be making money. You're going to release 1 or 2 of these guns at a time, okay? So you're not making that much money just because you've got to slowly do this release, right? Anyways, you slowly release these guns. You're making a little bit per gun. You're in this example, you're making a lot per gun just because I gave an easy example, but you're making a little bit per gun, and honestly, if you know what you're doing, you can probably do not an average crafter, but a really good crafter who knows what they're doing, who plays with the numbers, who has Excel sheets open and everything like that. They can probably make about 30% profit per run. This is because they have miners that they're using to get all the ores and end matter from. They have the right blueprint. They paid a lot of money for that blueprint, and they knew, they just know everything about this blueprint, and they know how the market plays. They know when to sell, when not to sell. They know everything, right? You're gonna do good, okay? You're gonna make like I said, you can make like a 30% profit off of this. So if you're spending 100 PEDs, you can make 30 PEDs. Just keep in mind though, supply and demand. You've got to keep that supply limited, so you can't just keep running this method and make 1 million PEDs. You've got to have a shit ton of blueprints if you want to try doing that, and you're probably not going to succeed. Again, a minimum wage job is probably better, but this right here, crafting, is your best attempt at making over minimum wage playing a video game, okay? You got to invest that money, but you can do it. If you guys have questions, comments, if this wasn't helpful at all, let me know. I don't know too much about crafting. I'm just trying to cover the basics. I'm trying to cover how you can go about figuring out if you can make money off of a blueprint. As I said, if you're low level, it's not possible, but if you listen to this, you got some ideas, you looked at those blueprints, you found something that was viable, maybe you should go for it, right? Figure out how long it's going to take you to make that money back. Like with this scenario, right? Let's say you're making 30 PEDs a day because you're selling 1 gun a day. How long does it take you to make that 3,000 PEDs back? About 100 days. Or 30,000 PEDs, sorry, that's going to take you 1,000 days. That's a lot, right? But maybe you find like 3 or 4 of these blueprints. You're willing to invest the money to buy those blueprints, and they're all guns. Then you're not doing too bad. One thing to keep in mind, though, is that, sorry about that, that was my phone. One thing to keep in mind, though, is that these blueprints do go out of favor. So you might have a good vehicle blueprint or something like that right now, but that doesn't mean it's always going to be good. So don't buy these blueprints ahead of time. Just look at it, see if you think you can make money, see if you think you can grasp how to make money off of this, and then if you really want to, go for it. That said, though, look at my how to make money in Entropia Universe video, and you'll see like deeds are probably the best way to go. But that's just me. Anyways, hopefully this video will help you guys out. If you got any questions, comments, anything like that, please let me know. And if this video was completely useless, this is my last how to make money in Entropia Universe video. I'll figure out what to do next sometime this week, hopefully. If I don't, then there won't be another video. If you guys have ideas, post them below. Anyways, hope you liked the video. Until next time, peace.